morning, ladies and gentlemen. A great market, a great year. I'm going to look a little bit about the opportunity and context which comes out of the numbers in terms of trade, in terms of investment, and then I'm going to highlight three examples which I think provide a catalyst for the future direction of trade and investment. We've deliberately dug down in the numbers to actually pull out those examples, which we hope will be an interesting catalyst. So to put the market into context, Robin's in charge of a 9-country Central Eastern European network. Of that network, British exports coming to the region, Poland accounts for about 50% of British trade to the region. A region which we're branding internally inwards into the UK to create more opportunity as emerging Europe. So 50% of British exports which are coming to this region come to Poland. Secondly, looking at the whole of the last period, September 2008 through to now, we can say that Poland has the longest and highest growth potential of any market in that emerging Europe region. Sustainability, three S's: sustainability, stability, and success. We saw this throughout the 2008 crisis, where Poland continued to grow. There was a slowdown, but the market continued to grow. We then saw it post that, and in our experience, what we've seen post that crisis is a focus on specific markets in the region, and Poland seems to be a place to be. Looking around the three S's, sustainability, stability, and success, we've got a market here of 38 million people. 38 million people, an increasingly wealthy market. That's good for British product coming out here. A multi-city economy. 10 years ago it was probably Warsaw. Now a multi-city economy rapidly chasing established European market levels. So chasing convergence. And for the last 20 years we've seen solid quarterly growth. Now, since 2004, which was when Poland joined the European Union, we've seen a 350% increase in bilateral trade between the UK and Poland. We've seen a 7-fold increase of Polish product going to the UK, and we've seen nearly a 4-fold increase of British product coming into this country. Now, Alan in his presentation is going to go a little bit more into the broader specifics of that, but the basic message coming out of that, the 7-fold Polish to the UK, the 4-fold British to this part of the world, we're actually just scratching the surface. So the current figures that you've got in your packs and that you're going to see on the slides represent a low single-digit percentage of Poland's total import picture. So for the UK, which is undergoing the biggest economic downturn for many years, we really should not be missing out on this opportunity. And it's great to see so many people here today. It's great to see media and also enabling organisations in the room. Every one of you has got a role to play in terms of supporting us, supporting the Chamber to really create and build on that opportunity. Now, I'm going to go into my 3 little examples, and I'm going to talk to you about fish. I'm going to talk to you about whiskey, and I'm going to talk to you, and those of you who know me in the room you'll find this an interesting example. I'm going to talk to you about tea, and I'm going to break that tea up into black tea and green tea. And my analysis basically confirms why Poland's an attractive location, why we can take and build on that position, and I'm going to show how upmarket high-value products have an increasingly valuable position in the market. So let's look first at fish. Salmon, seafood, 70% of the product coming in is salmon, not smoked. We recently ran an event here at the embassy and we were chasing all over for smoked salmon, so there's a good opportunity for high quality smoked salmon. But the numbers on fish, food, export have grown 3 times in the last year. Now they're small numbers, 10 million to 30 million, but that's still 300%. And that's in a market where if you look at other partners in Europe, established countries, we're seeing a flat, if not declining, scenario. So the basic message there is if you're a British salmon producer, any form, seafood, and you're in Germany, you're in France, you better be looking at this part of the world because it's an attractive place to be. Now, the next one is whiskey. For whiskey, the UK exported £5 million worth of beer, so that's starting in this country. But whiskey, let's focus on whiskey. Whiskey sales grew last year from £29 million to £45 million. Significant growth. I had the pleasure to represent Robin at an event recently to launch a Vivienne Westwood brand of whiskey, a special edition, and had the pleasure to sit next to some important people in the Polish drink sector that evening, and they confirmed to me that Poland is the fastest growing whiskey market in the world. Now the challenge there is wine's also growing and vodka's not declining, so clearly there's some market segmentation going on there. But Poland is the fastest whiskey growing market in the world. And just one little aside at this stage, it's only small numbers, is this exporting coals to Newcastle, but the UK exported 3 times more vodka to Poland last year than it did in 2010. So again, upper market drinks, good opportunity, upper market food, good opportunity, high value, that's the general direction the market's going in. And I couldn't resist the last example to basically say, time for a cuppa. Poland imported 13,000% more tea than it did this last year than it did the year before. So exported from 80,000 grown to 10 million in 2011. A good proportion of that, as I alluded to, is green tea. So good supplies of green tea, good tea market, and I won't go in now to the margins on tea, but a very good, healthy business is tea. Just wanted now to go into and build on a little bit more of what Robin mentioned in terms of his and the investment opportunity, because I think the investment opportunity is, in fact, a real part of our success in this country. Looking at the presentations we're going to see, certainly from Glaxo and Tesco, it is. The UK, as Robin said, is ranked 3rd in terms of inward-bound investment planned into this country in 2012, behind China and behind the United States. There are, and this really is relevant because it's showing an appreciation of the market opportunity, a dynamic change from what was going on in 2010 and 2011. These are investments which are actually enabling countries to expand in the market, and looking at the specific numbers, 16 investments, €500 million and 4,500 jobs. These are expansion-related investments, companies coming into this region and treating Poland as a base for doing business in the region. And one of the things we're doing is working very closely with that, because clearly building on, coming into the market, treating Poland as a great domestic market, expanding further into the region. And then finally, on Polish investment going to the UK. That is a great opportunity. Polish companies investing €4 billion outside of the country in terms of development. This year is an absolutely fantastic year to go to the UK. It's the year of the London Olympics. It's a real great year. It's starting in May, the torch arrives. Huge celebration going around the UK in terms of opportunity, coming back at the end of July into London itself for a global icon of sporting excellence. And the centre, which Robin alluded to, Tech City, will benefit significantly from the London Olympics. So a catalyst for coming into the UK, catalyst to come and invest, and for Polish companies in particular going into the market, but also using it as a major springboard for international growth. So to summarise, very attractive market, solid quarterly growth for the last 20 years, sustainable potential, some great analysis coming out of the figures. My three examples: salmon, whiskey and green tea, black tea. But the basic message coming out of those numbers is Poland is up and coming, really on the rise, and a significant opportunity going forward. Thank you very much.